On July 11, 1995, the town of Srebrenica became synonymous with genocide, the worst mass atrocity committed in Europe since the end of World War II. Over the course of a few horrific days, Serbian forces systematically executed more than 8,000 Bosnian boys and men, an atrocity later recognized as genocide by international courts. The Srebrenica massacre left enduring scars on survivors, reshaped the region's political landscape, and posed profound challenges to international justice. The genocide was rooted in the violent dissolution of Yugoslavia during the early 1990s. The Bosnian War that followed from 1992 to 1995 was characterized by brutal ethnic cleansing to create ethnically homogeneous territories. Led by Radovan Karadzic and General Ratko Mladic, Serbian forces pursued their vision of a greater Serbia, systematically targeting the Bosnian population. Amid this violence, Srebrenica, a predominantly Bosnian enclave in eastern Bosnia, became a besieged zone, designated by the UN in 1993 as a safe area, promising protection it tragically failed to deliver.
Ovdje sam kod posmrtnih ostataka moga oca, Salhović Rami Bajro, poginuo, ubijen u genocidu 95. u Srebrenici 11. na 12. juli.
In March 1995, Serbian leadership explicitly ordered the creation of an unbearable situation for Srebrenica's residents. The final assault, Operation Krivalja 95, began on July 6th. Overwhelmed and inadequately supported by the international community, the UN peacekeeping force, Dutchbat, retreated. By July 11th, Mladic triumphantly declared the capture of Srebrenica, openly referring to it as revenge against the Muslims. In the days that followed, Bosnian men and boys were separated from women and children, transported to multiple execution sites, and systematically killed. More than 20,000 women, children, and elderly were forcibly expelled in a cruel act of ethnic cleansing. These horrific acts were later recognized explicitly as genocide by the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia. The Srebrenica genocide starkly exposed catastrophic failures in international peacekeeping. The UN Protection Force, severely undermanned and inadequately resourced, failed to act decisively. Repeated requests for NATO air support were denied or delayed, resulting in tragically minimal intervention. This catastrophic inaction later led the Dutch government to resign in acknowledgement of their role in the failure, underscoring a stark lesson about the consequences of inadequate international response to crises.
The very mention of Srebrenica evokes forced displacement, mass execution, and enduring grief, a grief carried by the survivors, including the mothers, wives, sisters, and daughters who continue to seek justice, truth, and remembrance.
In the genocide's aftermath, international justice mechanisms took some steps. The International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia convicted over 20 individuals for their involvement, including senior leaders like Karadzic and Mladic, sentencing them to life imprisonment for genocide and crimes against humanity. In 2007, the International Court of Justice reaffirmed that genocide had indeed occurred and held Serbia accountable, not directly for committing genocide, but for failing to prevent it and punish perpetrators. Despite these verdicts, the pursuit of justice remains contested and incomplete. Political denial and revisionism continue to challenge reconciliation and accountability.
Denial is also a sort of a separate stage. And in the case of Srebrenica, denial had a very, if you will, physical dimension. And was mainly manifested in a systematic operation of burial, reburial, and further concealment of the physical evidence of the genocide that was perpetrated.
The Srebrenica genocide influenced international intervention perspective, leading to the Dayton Peace Accords, which ended the war in December 1995. However, Dayton institutionalized ethnic divisions by creating two autonomous entities within Bosnia-Herzegovina, including Republika Srpska, the very territory sought through ethnic cleansing. This arrangement entrenched division and significantly complicated Bosnia's political stability and reconciliation efforts, ironically rewarding perpetrators by solidifying ethnic lines. Despite clear legal rulings, genocide denial persists notably within Bosnia's Republika Srpska and Serbia, actively propagated by influential political figures. Narratives regularly attempt to minimize the massacre or reframe it entirely as military combat rather than genocidal slaughter. These persistent denial campaigns profoundly obstruct reconciliation efforts and threaten regional stability.
Još od 96. smo zajedno u grupama, borimo se da se istina iznese u javnost, da se zločinci kazne i da pronađemo naše odvedene u nepoznato i kad smo saznali da su mrtvi, da ih ekshumiraju, da nam vrate identitet naši i da ih dostojno ukopamo.
International efforts, including recent UN resolutions and Bosnia's 2021 criminalization of genocide denial, highlight ongoing struggles between truth and politicization of historical memory. The trauma inflicted upon survivors endures vividly today. The painstaking process of recovering and identifying bodies through advanced DNA techniques continues. By 2023, approximately 70% of those killed had been identified, but thousands remain missing, a perpetual source of anguish for families.
Ja sam izgubio brata, oca, sve sam izgubio, familije sam izgubio, možda 15 sve ujake, strice, od one familije smo pogubili svi, ali opet kažem, nikad se ovo ne ponovilo, a nama je tuga, meni je tuga ostala, ja kažem za sebe, a druge ne mogu reći da li je njima tuga, da li je, ja mislim, ako iko ima srca malo ono kako treba da bude to tuga.
Nearly 3 decades later, Srebrenica serves as a haunting reminder of humanity's darkest potential and the catastrophic consequences of international complacency. The imperative of never again is not simply about remembering the past, but actively shaping the day vigilant against hate and atrocity. The legacy of Srebrenica demands sustained action, justice for victims, support for survivors, rejection of denial, and enduring commitment to human dignity. Only through such unwavering dedication can we hope to honor those lost and genuinely prevent future atrocities. Each July 11th, tens of thousands gather at the Srebrenica Podakari Memorial, where over 8,372 victims' names are engraved, to commemorate and stand in solidarity against ongoing denial efforts.
Hoću da svijet se upozna sa istinom, da cijeni, da sudi, da pamti, da se nikad ne ponovi ovo zlo.
Srebrenica reminds us of the devastating results when we fail to act. Its lessons must guide our vigilance and compassion. In Srebrenica, Gaza, or elsewhere,